guacamole, holy guacamole. I just got hit by a car, and you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you. I just got busted for drugs, and you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie. I just got mauled by a bear, and you're the one who covered me with honey. Thought it was so funny. How could you be so cruel? Take it. That's good. Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face, and you're the one who had the smoking gun. Love is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Guacamole coma, Yuma, Arizona, I just got hepatitis C. You were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe, breaks my heart in two. Holy guacamole, lumpy, green and rolly. Baby, I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you. She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would. She understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only saddens me. Everyone's yelling and screaming and fighting in the streets. I put some food in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. Then when I found it, I just threw it away. There's surely something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good. How I would change it all if I could, but I can't. Every day used to be such possibility. Now every road that I take leads to failure and despair. Here we go. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will be, will be. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Play it. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me.
Translates to lost bread, and then later in the 16th century, Henry V.
Allez, c'est parti. Tout d'abord, comme il s'agit de pain perdu cuit au four, nous allons préchauffer le four à 400
The high school and college students who are experimenting with LSD will be running many of our institutions and guiding public policy.
Now the communists are killing your sons in South Vietnam.
Sometimes even torture.
I said there was communism on college campuses. Now the liberals are admitting that there's communism on college
College
campuses.
students who are using LSD and marijuana today do not comprise a criminal class. They are not drug addicts.
Reply the teacher gave was, well, the student knows that tomorrow we may lose his head in Vietnam or by an atomic bomb. He's not too concerned about the possibility of damaging a few brain cells with a trip on
You're
almonds.
best educated, your most creative, and your most courageous young people.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask
And like it or not, they're going to build you a new civilization.
And you can see that it's absorbing it quite well here.
Testing. Testing. Check. Help. 1, 2. Testing the mic. Testing the mic. Testing. Testing the mic. 1, 2. 2. Help. Help.
Computer, what time is it?
The time is noon.
Oh, shit. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be teaching you how to make a plum tart for one. This plum tart is to be enjoyed just by yourself. There's not enough for two people. There's not even enough to have seconds if it's still just yourself. So I'll tell you right now that this website that I'm using is called Dessert for One. And it's a plum tart. So Hank Boozle says, Henry has been to the top of the mountain and it's good. Yeah, no, I want to tell you that this is a background picture that was donated to us, or at least dedicated or contributed by Crush with Eyeliner. It's a very nice picture from, I believe, Puerto Rico. Crush with Eyeliner is also JSBX fan. For any people out there that are interested in Twitch trivia type questions. Evil Ian 02 says, finally another dessert recipe for one. Enough of this full pie shit. Yeah, I know. You make a pie for 20 people and then it just sits in your refrigerator and you're eating pie every day and feeling like a loser. So I think this is going to be good. Everyone type Forson says, to start today's stream off on a good knot, here's a little poem for you and the users. Okay, so this is going to be a poem from Everyone type Forson. It says here, Henry and roast beef, a duo so grand. In the kitchen they weave with nimble hands. Roast beef purrs softly, a watchful delight. Henry stirs pots from morning till night. Together they cook, a bond so sweet. In their cozy kitchen life's flavors meet. Okay. Thank you very much, Everyone type Force, and that's a very lovely poem. It's a little bit in the style of Lord Byron. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and in her eyes, or something like that. Mochi's Nirvana says, Lord Byron slept with his half-sister, though. Okay, so that's a little concerning that he was writing that poem about someone that he was related to, albeit half related to. Is that what they call kissing sisters? I don't know. We're getting off topic a little bit here. Digitized says, how did he end up with a half-sister? Yeah, that's a good question. JB's text said, they kin, but they ain't blood, but then corrected himself and said, oh wait, they blood. Okay, and then speaking of JB's Tech offered up a picture here that is very similar from Oahu. And it's actually remarkable how similar these two pictures are. And there was a little bit of a conversation on it. If you want to go to the Discord, some people are coming up with conspiracy theories that maybe Oahu and Puerto Rico are actually the same place. There's really no way to know for sure. Because how would you know if you're in Puerto Rico, if somebody says you're in Oahu? How would you be able to disprove it to them? That's what's wrong with conspiracy theories. They're impossible to disprove. Okay. XS Waney says, have you ever seen the two places in the same room? No, I have not. And that's a very good litmus test. Parasitosis says, RIP roast beef. Au contraire, mon frère. Because I'm going to show you the roast beef cam right now. I mean, granted, all we see is his ass. You know, when I framed the picture or not the picture, the what would you call it? When I framed the framing of the roast beef cam, right before the thing started, he was looking toward the camera, and it was one of the most adorable things that you've ever seen. But I guess once the show got started, he turned around, and it kind of pisses me off because roast beef is a big part of the viewership here, and we don't want to just look at his ass. He's just not cooperative. Caitlin's Kitchen says, I'm here for the beef. Yeah, a lot of people are. A lot of people come here just to see roast beef, and that's why it's annoying when he turns his back. Maybe he's a little camera shy. Generally speaking, he's a very gregarious cat. But in this case, he's just... Anyway. Parasitosis says, this footage was used last month, though. Yeah, that's part of the conspiracy theory. There is a theory going around on the internet and in certain... I think it's on 4chan and 8chan and multiple chans that roast beef actually died right about the time that the Henry's Kitchen Twitch show started, and that I was just using a backlog of random footage that I had from roast beef from the YouTube videos. But I can assure you that that is not true. Roast beef is alive and well. And once again, there he is right now, just sitting on the couch chilling. So no conspiracy theories need to be distributed here. Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on here lately. The Instagram's really taken off. We've got a couple of fun things on at Henlips that have gone viral, you know, excerpts from the Twitch show. I also want to remind everybody, if you just can't get enough Henry's Kitchen, go to Henry's Kitchen Official for a all things Henry's Kitchen Instagram that's sanctioned by the Henry's Kitchen Twitch show. I think it's mostly popular clips from the Twitch show, which is great because they need to be aggregated and put together for posterity. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh yeah. So I want to remind everybody that if you live in the Chicago area, I'm going to be performing in Naperville, Illinois, which is about a half hour out. It's a suburb, at a place called Danny's Pub. And we're about a third of the way sold out, even though the show isn't until September 21st. But if you want tickets to that, you just go to henryphillips.com/tour. And you'll see that you can get tickets, and we've got a lot of the users coming out. I'm gonna go there and have a lot of fun, and I can't wait. And also, if you live in Utah, Park City, Utah, I'm doing a couple of shows at a theater there as part of the art festival that they're having there at the Olympic Theater. That's gonna be pretty fun also, and I'm working on a couple other gigs too. Digitized, when am I coming to the UK? Boy, I would love that. The closest I'm probably going to be to the UK this year will be Connecticut, Fairfield, Connecticut, which is, I think, still about 6 hours, and it requires air travel. So that's going to be tough. But I did a... no, Digitized, that's here in the mainland United States. But yeah, I did a 38 city tour of the UK in 2012 with my good friend Doug Stanhope. I was the opening act, and we just had the best time ever. And I want to get back there because I fell in love with so many great cities. Bristol was a great one. York. What were some of the other ones? Newcastle, Wolverhampton, Dorking, Trent, Stoke-on-Trent. We also went to Scotland, Inverness, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen. I'm not going to name all 38 cities, but we did quite a few. JB's text says Newcastle is actually pronounced Nuxu. Nuxul. Yeah, see that a lot of times you mispronounce these things when you show up. Borsenvin says, did I go to Worcestershire, sir? No, I don't think that that's a real place. Lucy Rectum says, Henry, please come to North Korea. We need you. Okay. Do they have a comedy club? As long as they're not strict, like telling me that I can't use, racy subject matters. Hitman Hacks says, how did you take the kitchen with you on tour? I don't take the kitchen with me on tour. I bring a guitar and I tell stories and sing songs. And as a matter of fact, I think it's time to sing a song now. We have a couple requests that have come through on the Discord. Let's just change up the background. This is a nice one from JB's Tech. This is definitely, I'm feeling this Bigfoot right now. I haven't smoked in more than 7 years, but I don't know if this is AI or if this is some sort of a take on the famous Ben Affleck smoking in front of a building meme. But either way, this looks to be Sasquatch, and he's just kind of like, whatever, man. This whole place is just crazy. He's like, I'm literally smarter than the people that believe in me. That's just a weird existential place to be. Okay. Let's put on some reverb. Check. 1, 2. 2. Help. Okay, we've got a couple of alerts to read out here. A couple of thank yous, actually quite a few, and I apologize for not getting to these earlier, but Grizz the Platman cheered 3,000 bits, says, happy birthday, Henry. So I almost missed it. Yeah, there was a mistake last time that people thought it was my birthday. I'm not sure how it came up, but I appreciate the 3,000 bits. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. That's actually very generous of you. But indeed, it's not my birthday, Grizz the Platman, but I'm going to use that 3,000 bits when my birthday does come up in November, and that's going to be exciting. So thanks again for that contribution. Irish Drummer Boy has resubscribed for 7 months. Hey, Henry, something came in the mail today. Ooh, that one is that one's leaving some suspense there. What was it? No Esquire resubscribed for 9 months and says, I've been reborn as a user. Thank you very much for rebirthing. No Esquire. Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Hugh G. Rections. Thank you, Anonymous, and welcome Hugh G. Rections to the stream. Dr. Blasty Stick has resubscribed for 20 months and says, love you, Henry. Tell Roast Beef my cat said hi. Hey, Roast Beef. Oh, he's perking up a little bit. Roast Beef. I think he heard his name. So anyway, there you go. That proves he's alive. What else we got? Fat Honger has resubscribed for 23 months. Thank you, Fat Honger. Good to see you on here. And Spare Parts 2 resubscribed for 18 months. We've been really enjoying some artwork from Spare Parts 2. Oh yeah, the vintage VHS Henry's Kitchen footage. Thank you for that. E-Lake _ has resubscribed for 8 months. Thank you, E-Lake _ And Husky Boyo, our buddy over there at Husky Boyo, has resubscribed for 22 months. Thank you very much, Husky Boyo. And Munch Hotel cheered 200 bits and says bits for beef. Yeah. Is he going to get up or is he... No, he's just sort of shuffling in his position a little bit, so... we'll check in on them. But thanks again, JB's Tech, for a couple of cool pictures there. I'm going to go ahead and change it up, and we're going to get a picture back. Tony Perkis _ 118. Interesting. Okay. I think we could probably do our song with this. We have a request for a song by Jim Croce, and the request came in from Dallas. Dallas meaning the user's name is Dallas. Not that they lived in Dallas, but they may or may not live in Dallas. I don't want to cast aspersions one way or the other. And also, when I say user, I mean they're a user of the platform. I'm not saying user the way that it's often used in terms of using substances, substance user.
Delicious.
Although Dallas might be a substance user also. I'm not saying one way or the other. Probably is when you think about how many people use some types of substances. I mean, peanut butter is a substance, so you're a user of peanut butter. But it usually has a negative connotation. User, not peanut butter. Although that has come under scrutiny. Midnight Faded shared 500 bits and says, happy birthday. No, it's not my birthday, but thank you very much, Midnight Faded, nonetheless. Very much appreciate that. Kurt Cocaine says, I wouldn't smoke peanut butter. I'm not sure, if that's possible. I think you'd have to put it in a powder form. Kairosa says, Tony Perkis, the son of the lighting fixture king of Western Pennsylvania? Wow. We have somebody famous here? Tony Perkis 118 says, yes, you may know of my father, the lighting fixture king. Wow, what an interesting thing that we've got going on here. Okay, everybody, we got some work to do. We're going to do this song. Thanks again, Tony Perkis, for that background. I'm going to change it up, though. We're going to get something a little more generic. Actually, this is another one from Tony Perkis. This looks like Panama City. Looks like one of these places where you take your picture. It says take photo here. So that means I'm supposed to stand sort of there, I guess. Yeah. This is Panama City, Finca del Mar, of the sea. Finca. Computer, what does finca mean?
Finca is a word that is used to describe a large farm or ranch in Spanish-speaking countries, especially in tropical regions such as Latin America. It is a term that is commonly used to refer to plantations in these areas. The word finca is derived from the Spanish word fin, which means end or limit, and it is used to indicate a large tract of land that is used for agricultural purposes. The word is often used to describe
Okay, computer,
farms that
stop.
specialize in the production of crops or livestock.
Computer, stop. It sometimes goes way too long. Well, that's very interesting. So it's a ranch. It could have just said finca means ranch, but nope. Okay, Finca del Mar. That means ranch of the sea, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. You can hear that okay? Dallas, one of the users on the Discord, wanted to hear the song Bad Leroy Brown by Jim Croce. The late Jim Croce, apparently he was killed in a plane accident. To borrow a joke from an unsung hero, I wouldn't be able to tell you the name of the person whose joke this was, but Mark Cohen told me that it was an open micer in New York. Why do they use the word late? He ain't late. He ain't coming. And I think that probably, those words are just as true now about Jim Croce as they were right after he was in the plane crash. I don't want to make light of a plane crash. I don't want anybody to think that that's my intention. Make It Work asks about the shirt. This is from a winery that I performed at up in Northern California. We can look at it later, but right now, we're going to do this song. This is in the tradition of the story songs of the 70s. There were a lot of them. Frankie Loves Johnny, or Frankie and Johnny. I think that was more 60s. Smackwater Jack and Don't Mess Around with Jim or whatever. There was a lot of story songs about a random guy getting in some trouble. And this song, when I was in PS 75 in New York City back in the 70s, we used to have to sing this song as a group. And if you hear the lyrics to the song, it might give you an insight to why I'm kind of a messed up guy to this day. But anyway, here we go. Well, the south side of Chicago is the baddest part of town. I've heard that's still true. And if you go down there, you better just beware of a man named Leroy Brown. Now Leroy, more than trouble. You see, he stand about 6'4". All the downtown ladies call him treetop lover, and the men just call him sir. That doesn't rhyme, but oh well. Well, he's bad, bad Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than the old King Kong. Well, to be fair, King Kong wasn't bad. I think he was more misunderstood, but I get the reference. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Now Leroy, he's a gambler, and he likes his fancy clothes, and he likes to weave diamond rings in front of everybody's nose. Well, that would be annoying. He's got a custom Continental. He's got an Eldorado too. He's got 32 guns in his pocket for fun. What? That's a hell of a lot of guns. He's got a razor in his shoe. He's a bad, bad Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole fucking town. Badder than the whole King Kong. Meaner than the junkyard dog. Well, Friday, maybe about a week ago, Leroy's shooting dice, and at the edge of the bar sat a girl named Doris, and ooh, that girl looked nice. Well, he cast his eyes upon her, and the trouble soon began. And the Leroy Brown had a lesson about messing with the wife of a jealous man. He should have used one of his 32 guns. Bad, bad Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than the old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Well, the two men took to fighting, and when they pulled them from the floor, Leroy looked just like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. Another part that doesn't rhyme. And he's a bad, bad Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole fucking town. Badder than the old... I'm updating the lyrics. Meaner than the junkyard dog. In the 70s, it was pretty controversial to say damn in a folk song. So 50 years later, of course, we have to update to what would be sort of a controversial word. And I think fucking would be the one to put in your song. Bad, bad Leroy Brown. Everybody. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog. Hey, bad, bad Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junk yard.
Okay.
Dog. All right. Thanks, Dallas, for forcing us down that trip down memory lane and into my childhood at PS 75 in New York, where we were all forced at gunpoint to sing that song by our captors. Everyone typed force and says plump plums nestled in golden crust, sweet tartness, a dessert robust, baked to perfection, a joyous treat, each bite a delight, flavors sweet. Oh, there we go. We've got roast beef from the front now, which is much nicer. I heard the sound of a cat screaming, which either means that my cat's screaming or means we have a notification here. Tony Perkis, 118, tipped $25. Wow, thank you so much, Tony Perkis. That's very kind of you. Is the 118 a reference to the 118 freeway here in Southern California? Maybe that's where you live? Hey Henry, been watching with my wife Tracy for months now, and we love the cooking explaining. It's my wife's birthday today. Her third time turning 39 years old. Wow, that is a very strange phenomenon. Maybe she was born in a leap year. Can you sing the happy birthday song to Tracy? Okay, let's do it. This is a quick diversion here. Tony Perkis, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your donation and little Jose's Suicidio song for Tracy. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just a big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. No need for a gift certificate from Macy's. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but Tracy's. Happy birthday, Tracy, from all of us here at Henry's Kitchen. By all of us, I mean myself and my cat, roast beef. Okay. Let's see how we're doing on the views. 290 viewers. Okay, well that's going to go up the more we show roast beef. So let's go ahead and do another song. Nella tipped $1.69 and says, I heard you were turning 20. Wow, that's a big year. Hope your 20s are filled with happiness and wealth. Thank you, Nella, and I do appreciate your donation. I won't be giving it back, though, but I do want you to know that I'm actually 54 years old, so I'm not in my 20s. I'm not entering my 20s. There were kids that looked like me back when I was 20 that said they were 20, but I was always a little suspicious. Game Master Flash has resubscribed for 18 months and says, bring back the beard, King. Okay, I'm going to bring back the beard. I think I'm going to have to do that. People are not liking this. Mech at Work has resubscribed for 15 months and says, hey, Henry, what's on your t-shirt? Oh, yeah, we talked about it. It's Old Growth Cellars, Humboldt County. It's a wine. And it was great wine. I did a show up there and they paid me in wine. And that's a good way to be paid. Money's better, but in the absence of money. Kurt Cocaine says, I like the clean look, makes you look professional. Thanks. I guess that's true. It is a little bit more okay. And I think that catches us up with the alerts here, so maybe we'll go on to our next song, shall we? I know you guys have questions, and I'm going to get to those as well. Let's get another picture going. Parasitosis. What's that say? Attention, 94 steps to break. Attention, 94 steps to the brink. maybe to the brink of sanity. Is that what that's talking about? We're going to need more information, but I like it. I think that could be a background. We have a request from Hessex 122. We're going to skip over the entire decade of the 80s, and we're going to go right into the 90s with this love song, the way only a 90s grudge band could do a love song. Stone Temple Pilots, another band whose frontman I think is dead, but correct me if I'm wrong about that, because you're usually 50% chance of being right if you're talking about grunge bands from the 90s. Parasitosis says he's dead, sadly. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I don't mean to make light of it, but I just think it's interesting that we did Jim Croce and now Stone Temple Pilots. But I guess that the older I get, the more that pretty much every musician and rock star or anybody is going to be dead. But, and it's okay. It's going to happen to all of us. I don't want to be depressing here, but Munch Hotel says, just goes to show if you get into music, you will die. Yeah, you are right. That's why I got into cooking. Look at all the people in cooking that are still alive. Gordon Ramsay, Guy Fieri, Anthony Bourdain. Well, that's a bad example. Okay, okay, Hessex 122. I'm gonna change up the background here. Hank Works 2024. Or I think it's just Hank Works. This is going to work because this song is called Interstate Love Song, and this is the closest thing we have to a road of some sort. I'm not sure what the context is, but this is a cool picture, and I like it. So let's have a sip of our coffee, shall we? Parasitosis says, you know you're getting old when the musicians you listened to as a kid are dead. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, it also happens because of their lifestyle a lot of times. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it might be skewed. The statistics might be skewed. Okay, here we go. Oh, Parasitosis says, to the brink of a waterfall, but I was thinking of recipes. Oh, I got you. I understand. Okay, here we go. Let's try to do this song. I'm going to put on my grunge. You know what? I just got an idea. Hold on, everybody. I'm dusting off this old friend. Maybe this will give us the impression that we're in some sort of a grunge type situation. I don't know. Yeah. Well, it is the Highwayman, but it's also just sort of a general long-haired look because you can't really be too clean cut if you're trying to do grunge. Okay, here we go. We're getting people saying, Liberdaria says, kind of a No Country for Old Men look. Yeah, that's true. Miller Rap 62 says, Keith Richards will never die. All right, here we go. Sung by Stone Temple Pilots. Waiting time go by. All these things that you've said to me. Thanks, Jose frickin' Perez. This is not my real hair. This was just sort of an attempt at trying to, you know, put in that little bit of extra production value. And JB's text says a lot of people who try to emulate Scott Weiland end up sounding like Scott Stapp instead, but not Henry. No, I was really trying to sort of channel Scott Weiland. All right, thanks, Dendro Leon. Wow, we've gotten a lot of great feedback on that. I appreciate it, everybody. Well, we're having a lot of fun right now, but as we all know, the reason that we came here is because we have to cook. So there comes a time for all fun to end. And we've got here, the Leia Luna says, Henry, you're my favorite part of Sunday. Thank you for all the hard work you do to bring joy. Wow, that's a wonderfully nice message of you. Thank you very much. Low Ram Advantage just got here. Who is this guest musician? No, guess what? It's just me, Henry. It's been me this whole time. And we're about to cook. So everybody get out your utensils or whatever it is that you generally use when it's time to cook. Let's see how we're doing here. Gonna check in and see if we have. Okay, Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Oingo Boingo 666. I love that. Oingo Boingo, of course, was a great band from the 90s that did Dead Man's Party and so many other great ones. Danny Elfman, of course, soared to the top of the film composer industry. Parasitosis says, also 2 good characters in JoJo. Yeah, I never knew where they got the name. Okay. Jose frickin' Perez says, I fucking love Boingo, but what do you think about Oingo? XS Swanee says, Danny Elfman also made the Simpsons theme. That's right. And his metal album is incredible. Wow, I didn't know he did metal, but that doesn't surprise me. Man of many talents. Okay, everybody. Michael Bublé, who's also a musician, says, where did you pull the plum out of? I think you're talking about the plum that I'm going to be using for the recipe, but I haven't really gone into that yet, but we will be very soon. So let me just take a look at a couple things here. Computer, how much time is left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Okay. Computer, set timer for 15 minutes. Computer, can we set the timer for 15 minutes?
15 minutes, starting now.
Thank you. Okay. Here we go, everybody. Back to the kitchen. That wig kind of messed up my hair, but it's okay. I gave up a long time ago on worrying about hair. When I was a younger man, I used to really care about it. Okay. A lot of people might not be aware that in addition to doing live performances like at Danny's Pub in Naperville, Illinois on September 21st, tickets available at henryphillips.com, for example, I also do voiceover work, and this is when I was hired by a company to do to read off a recipe with the intention of making people fall asleep. And I'm going to play this to you.
Hello there, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen. I'm Henry Phillips, and I will be your guide as we meander through the aromatic kitchens of Southern Europe. For tonight's sleepy recipe, we will enjoy an Italian and Spanish-influenced gourmet seafood feast. Set the table for peace and calm. Unbuckle your belt and get ready to be completely full from 7 courses of relaxation. Course 1, shrimp and avocado ceviche.
I just want to say, just sort of a public service announcement here, I don't want anybody to, if you're unbuckling your belt so that you can fit 7 courses of food in your body, that's when it's too much. If your body is literally visibly expanding to the point where you have to start taking clothes off, it's time to stop eating at that point. And I know this from experience. Okay, but ceviche is really good. JB's text says, have you ever been so full you run out of breath? Yeah, that's not a good feeling. I am definitely somebody who likes to eat a fair amount of food. And yeah, that does sound like a familiar feeling to me, where you've had not only the burrito, but also the beans and cheese with the rice on the side and the tortilla chips dipped in guacamole and an appetizer like taquitos or ceviche. And you're like, and you're sweating too. It's not good. But if you are if you're taking clothes off because that's the only way that you're going to survive, that's time to just maybe take some of it home for leftovers. I assume you're not eating at home when you eat like this. I assume you're at a restaurant because they tend to have way too much food that they give you. By the way, how are we doing on sound? Okay. How do we... Need to get rid of the reverb here. Check 1, 2. Okay. Having reverb on does... Uh-oh. That wasn't a donation of money. That was an actual real... So we've got a roast beef situation here. He's coming over to try to ruin the show, but I'm not going to let it happen. You have food. You have water. You've got a place to go to the bathroom, and I let you sleep in my bed in the only room that has air conditioning, by the way. The air conditioning doesn't work here except for in my room, and roast beef has been just in the lap of luxury in air conditioning, just sending chlorofluorocarbons up to the atmosphere and destroying the ozone layer just so that he can be comfy. And that's a good question. Computer, what is the temperature in Glendale? It's okay. Computer, what is the temperature in Glendale?
Right now, it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 68 degrees.
It doesn't sound that bad, but it will probably get to the 90s. Michael Bublé, I told her to shut the fuck up because she basically doxed me on the stream, and I just I'm not a fan of that. So we... What? Okay, hold on a second, everybody. Here, we can watch a little bit more of the video. I'm just gonna put roast beef back in bed, hopefully on the camera.
Hello there, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen. I'm Henry Phillips.
I'm gonna skip forward.
Bell pepper, onion, vinegar, and cumin. A tablespoon of salt and 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper to taste. Puree until very silky and smooth. About 2 to 3 minutes. Refrigerate until cold, at least 2 hours, or in an airtight container up to 3 days. Season with more salt and pepper and drizzle with oil. Serve. Course 3. Seared sea scallops with pomegranate dressed salad. You'll find pomegranate molasses, a syrup-like reduction of nutrient-rich pomegranate juice, at Middle Eastern markets and specialty stores. Step 1. In a large bowl, whisk together pomegranate molasses, olive oil, ground ginger, and ground fennel. Season with salt and pepper. Step 2. In a large non-stick skillet, heat vegetable oil over medium heat. Season scallops with salt and pepper. When the oil is very hot, add as many scallops as will fit in a single layer, with at least a 1/2 inch of space between them. And cook without turning until golden brown, 2 to 3 minutes. Turn scallops over and cook 1.5 to 2 minutes, or until centers are slightly translucent. Repeat with remaining scallops. Step 3. Whisk dressing to combine. Add fennel, arugula.
Okay, is everybody still there? I'm so sorry. Roast beef has been tucked in to bed. I turned off the lights. You know, he's nocturnal, so that means that it's basically he sleeps during the daytime and really doesn't do a whole lot. He sleeps during the nighttime as well. So anyway, yeah, let's say good night. Thanks, Stoked Pampika says, good night, Mr. Beef. Yeah, get some sleep so that you can do some more sleeping tonight. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's get to work. Let's go to the website here. This is Desserts for One. Very lonely and sad name for a recipe, for a cooking website. But we're going to make a plum tart. So what is a plum tart? Well, I don't know. It says here, do you guys remember when I stopped by the Martha Stewart headquarters back in January to do some promotional work for my cookbook? Do you? And by the way, this is not me. I'm reading this from the recipe here. Do you? No, really, do you? No. It's basically all I think about. Still, I stare at that photo of my rotund self in the lobby almost daily. Okay, let's just skip here. I'm going to be cooking my way through her book, Pies and Tarts, and scaling the recipes down for one. Is this my real life? What do I do for a living? After drooling over all the recipes, I had a hard time choosing which recipe to start with, etc., etc. What's that noise?
Telling stories instead of watching them. The fabric of phone-free.
Oh, it's an ad. Jeez, that terrified me. An ad came up. Okay, I ultimately choose this plum tart because plums are one of my favorite things about summertime. See, I actually love prunes, and I eat them all year long, so when fresh plums come up into season, I put down the dried ones. Okay, so I think that websites generally generate income for how long they can keep you on there reading before you start cooking. And that's why they start out with pages and pages of TLDR info, and this is no exception. So here we go. Plum tart, prep time. I'm not even going to read the prep time because I'm just noticing it's a long time, but we're not going to wait that long. we're just going to get started right now. Okay, we have to pulse the flour and the salt and the sugar in a food processor or whisk together by hand. That's what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. I'm going to remove our plums and I'm going to put in, and we're going to be scaling all of this by half. So we're going to do about, computer, what's half of 1 1/4?
Half of 1.25 is 0.625.
0.625. So we're going to do like maybe, okay, so this is half a cup, I think. What is this? I don't know what this is. Maybe a cup? I think this is a cup. So we're going to do like a sixth of, or we're going to do 60% of that. But of course it doesn't fit in there, so I need to get my spoons out. When you're baking, you have to be very specific about the measurements. That's why I do so much math, and that's why it's important to have a computer, or you can use Siri if you use the iPhone, or Hey Google if you're using an Android. Okay. We also want 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Fortunately, this already has 1/4 teaspoon set up, so all we have to do is pour it in there. And then we also need half a teaspoon of sugar, so that's going to be 1/4 teaspoon for us. And also I was supposed to divide that salt, so I might have put too much salt. But it says that it wants us to whisk together flour, salt, and sugar. Okay. Okay, so this is a small amount, so I'm going to use the baby whisk. We don't need the big whisk. I always like to do a little puppet show here. Imagine big whisk. Okay, son, are you going to be able to do this all by yourself? And then baby whisk is like, yeah, I got this, Dad. Okay. Don't fuck it up like you've fucked up everything else in this household. Okay. He's kind of a shitty dad. Whisk dad. Okay, let's go ahead and whisk this up. I hope that wasn't disturbing to anybody. Pulse. Oh, now it says that we want to add butter. Until the mixture resembles a coarse meal. Not a meal that I would be eating, but with some larger pieces remaining. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab now our butter. It wants 1 stick, but of course we're only using half of that. So I'm going to take half of this butter. I'm going to put it on a plate here. We're going to take half of it and put it back in the fridge for later, and then we're going to use this microwave it for about maybe 30 seconds. You want to keep checking on it. Computer, stop. We're going to have to show an ad in just a little bit here. Ooh. This melts pretty quick. So there we go. All right, we're gonna whisk in our butter. Like so. And they say they want us to, what did it say? It wants us to whisk it in there until it looks like it's a coarse meal. I don't know what that means. But I guess it is kind of getting a little bit coarse. And it says that it wants some larger pieces remaining. Drizzle 2 tablespoons of water over the mixture. Okay, I think we can probably handle that. Oh, but wait, we're only doing half, so I'm gonna just sort of do this a little bit by ear or whatever. If it's too dry, use more water. Okay, so yeah, I think we're safe doing this. Okay, now gather the dough into a ball. We're gonna wrap it loosely in a plastic wrap and press into a disc using a rolling pin. Okay. Oh, I hate when this happens. It gets all frickin' caught up in the whisker. Does anybody know how to not have that happen? Because it's really an ongoing problem. I'm starting to think whisks, no offense to our baby whisk here, but are not really the best thing for the job. Okay, let's go ahead, see how we're doing on time. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to show an ad real quick. Don't worry, if you're not a subscriber, you're gonna see an ad, but that's okay, because we're gonna get back to work when you come back. This is a great time to stretch or go to the bathroom. Hey, the Yaminator resubscribed for 4 months. Thanks, Yaminator. Beelzeby gifted a tier 1 sub to Toot. Borsenven gifted a tier 1 sub to Stoked Pampika. And Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to the Leia Luna. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for all your gifting. And right now we're at 436 subscribers, which I think is great. And we're going to show a quick ad here. And those of us who are subscribers are going to just sit and chill for a little bit. So there we go. Is it doing it? Okay. I want to see if this recipe has us preheating. It does. I had to look forward in the recipe in order to see that we were preheating to 350 degrees. Great idea on a hot day with no air conditioning. Gayfish69 says, now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Great song. Parasitosis says, I use my hands instead of whiskers. I only have to wash my hands and not all of the tools. That's a good idea. Remember to always wash your hands after you touch other people's food. Okay, so we're going to wrap it in. I'm going to get the plastic wrap ready. Where's my plastic wrap? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was about to blow a shit gasket or whatever. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing work here until our unsubs get back. Let's do a quick check on roast beef. A little welfare check. Yeah, he's fast asleep. He's done. Done for the day. And he's got the AC keeping him cool. He's a happy camper. Mochi's Nirvana says, can we get an update on how your arms are feeling after carrying the cantaloupe a few weekends ago? Yeah, I had it was mostly my wrist. It was a really distressing morning. I wanted to prep for the recipe, and I got a cantaloupe, and I had to take it home. I still have it. It's very heavy. It's like a bowling ball, and I didn't realize it was going to be that heavy. I don't know how. I think you're supposed to have a very heavy-duty tote bag to carry cantaloupe in. But I walked several blocks with a cantaloupe, which looks kind of stupid anyway. But when I got home, my wrist was all messed up from being held in that position for so long. And then I get home and find out that the recipe that we were making didn't even use cantaloupe. So it was like I just messed up my wrist for no reason. So that was really tough for me. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, we got another minute. Oh no. It looks like the unsubs are coming back here in about 10 seconds. Okay, I think the unsubs are back. Scuba Steve says the unsubs are smoking cigarettes and making out under the bleachers. They sure are. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Plum Tart. It says here it wants us to gather the dough into a ball, wrap loosely in plastic wrap, which I have here. There's no way that you can tear it out without compromising this stuff. Gather into a ball, wrap loosely in plastic wrap, press each into a disc using a rolling, each what? Gather dough into a ball, wrap loosely, and press each into a disc using a rolling pin. Refrigerate for 1 day. Okay, dough can be frozen for 3 months. Okay, I don't know. All right, let's just, we're going to do it one direction at a time. It says gather into a ball. I think we can probably do that. So we want to form this into a ball. But now I want to show you a cool trick that my grandmother said that she learned when she was in the joint. You roll it around like this and it collects the sticky, so that way you're not leaving dough to waste. Try that. Okay, so we're going to put that in plastic wrap. Wrap it loosely. I don't want people doing this real tight so that you can't get it out. Okay, and then now it says press into a disc using a rolling pin. Well, I have a rolling pin, but I don't know why I would need it to be. Of course I can't find my rolling pin. That would be too easy. I don't see my rolling pin. So I'm just going to go ahead and press it down. It just says press it into a disc. I don't think there's anything wrong with just doing it this way. It is a little tight though. Well, come on, where's my rolling pin? It's just so disappointing. Oh, I got it. Everybody hold on. We're gonna get this. We've got a rolling pin. Wow, it's even sticky when you're doing it through the plastic wrap. This is also how you make pizza. Okay. I like doing this. It's kind of therapeutic, cathartic, if you will. Okay. It ain't pretty, but it's what it is. So, it says it wants us to put this in the fridge for 1 day. Obviously, we're not doing that. But let's put it in for a little bit. And I think we're probably going to be prepping our filling. Evil Ian 02 says, fuck yeah, now we're rocking. We sure are. And Make a Fun says, why was she in the joint? For smoking a joint? She was in there for white collar criminal activity, but she got off on good behavior. I don't mean they let her go. I think that what I mean is she got off on it. Good behavior was something that got her off. Chuck Logan says, was she in the joint with Martha? No, I think they probably didn't, they weren't there at the same time. But it was a very similar charge. Okay, we've got our oven preheated on a lightly floured piece of parchment paper, which I have here. Roll out the dough into an approximate 8-inch oval. What? What are they talking about? When do we do... Hold on, everybody just kind of relax for a second here. I have to figure out what we're doing. Plum slices. Oh, I see. Okay, let's go ahead and prep our plums. Plums, of course, come in a variety of shapes and sizes. This is what most of them look like. Sometimes you get them the fuzzy kind, which is this, and they always put a sticker on there, which makes me concerned that I'm eating some kind of glue. We should rinse this. It says that it wants this plum to be halved, pitted, and sliced 1/4 inch thick. Okay. Let's start by halving it. H-A-L-V. Not having like H-A, like have. That was stupid. Okay, you know what? I gotta get my glove. Hold on. Sometimes you get cocky in the kitchen and think that you can get away with not using safety tools, but I'm going to go ahead and put on the chainmail that was gifted to me from you guys for the purposes of exactly that, not cutting myself with the knife. Are they showing another ad here?
Telling stories instead of watching them. The fabric of foam.
Sounds a little bit like my cooking
fabric of our lives.
thing. Okay, here we go. Let's slice these up. I don't know. It says 1/4 inch thick. I'm not going to use the tape measure. I don't really feel like going to that extent. Now there's a pit in here somewhere. I don't know when we're going to run into it. But it'll happen. I know you guys have questions and I do want to get to them, believe me. But this is requiring a little bit more concentration than I thought it would. I literally don't see any... Oh, there's a pit in there. Okay, let's just take that part out. I think we're going to have plenty. I'm just going to sort of work around the core. I'm sure you've probably heard a lot of fitness people say, work your core. That's what they're talking about. The expression comes from when people used to cut plums and they would work around the core. I think. Okay, I don't even think we need this fuzzy one. So I think we're just going to use these. Let's put them on... let's just leave them where they are, actually. Well, no, yeah, let's put them on a plate. Okay. Now, I think it's time to grab our crust. Looks like I got away with minimal damage to my hand. That's because I don't use very sharp knives. If I were using a sharp knife, I would have sliced up my thumb because I would have forgotten to adorn the chainmail or whatever. Munch Hotel says, hey mods, should we do a poll about this tart being a success today? Well, it sounds like some people are naysayers. Magic Moose says, do you wash your chainmail armor in the dishwasher or a washing machine, or do you need to get it dry? Actually, no, that's a good question. I don't think that bacteria can grow on chainmail, and I think that's one of the reasons it was so effective in the Middle Ages. Jose frickin' Perez says, Henry, I'm sorry I panicked and sent an ambulance to your place. No, I'm doing okay. Turgid Carrot says, do you do cookery classes? Yeah, I think that's what this is right now. Hank Boozle says, that's why all my plates are coated in chainmail. And then there's this ad again. Hey, let's check up on roast beef. Roast beef is fast asleep.
The fabric of phone-free Friday.
What you're hearing is an ad coming from this website. But yeah, roast beef, he's got the lights off, he's got the AC blasted at 74 degrees, which is the ideal comfort level for a cat. And he's going to sleep all day so that he'll have plenty of energy to sleep overnight. Okay. Shed O Mine says, damn Henry, you are such a good cock. I guess you probably meant to say cook. That was a typo, I'm assuming. Turgid Carrot just subscribed. Let's check out our alerts here. Turgid Carrot, thank you. Life in the Red Kim resubscribed for 2 months. Awesome. Munch Hotel cheered 200 bits. And the Yaminator.
Covers up.
What is this?
The fabric of sleeping in. The fabric of our lives.
Okay. Let's see what our next order of business is. We've got the oven preheated on a lightly floured piece of parchment paper. So let's grab our parchment paper. I don't know why they don't have... Oh, they did. Okay. And we want to use a little bit of flour on this. Not too much. Don't go crazy. they say lightly floured. Hey, parchment paper just donated $4.20. Well, thank you very much, parchment paper. That's very generous of you. And says, handle us gently, please. Yeah, I have a little bit of a tendency to get too violent when I'm dealing with parchment paper. Jose freaking Perez gifted 2 tier 1 subs. Thank you, Jose freaking Perez. That helps quite a bit. We're at 440 subscribers, and I think that's plenty respectable. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so we've got a lightly floured situation here. Let's see what our next order of business is in terms of our plum tart. We are going to roll out our dough into an 8-inch oval. So now they're going to make me get the measuring tape. Okay. Roll it out. 8-inch oval. Oval, of course, is a circle that's longer than it is wide, or vice versa. This looks about exactly 8 inches from end to end. It's not exactly circular, but All right, I'm going to stop touching it. I think if I touch it, I'm going to mess it up, so I'm going to leave it. Now, we're going to, with a spatula, transfer our plum slices to the dough, spacing them close together and leaving a border. Press lightly to fan out. Well, let's see what this is what the example looks like. So, I almost wonder if we have too many plums. No, I don't think so. I think we're supposed to sort of make this into a cup, sort of. It's a tart. Computer, what is the actual definition of a tart?
A tart is a food dessert preparation featuring a short-sided, shallow dish that is made of dough or pastry. It has a bottom crust and can be sweet or savory, typically including a filling of fruit, cheese, or vegetables.
Okay, well, I think that's exactly what we're doing here. Brush the dough with cream. We don't have cream, we have a little bit of butter, but I don't think that's, I think that's optional. We want to bake this for about 40 minutes. That's a long time, but that's what we're here for, so. Great. I probably could have done that better. We have an overstuffed plum situation. I'm just gonna eat some of this. Wow. Oh, those plums are good, just all by themselves. Okay. Sweet pea. Hold on, everybody. Well, okay, well, first we're going to put this in the oven. Computer, set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
And I'm going to make it a little hotter in the interest of time. Jolly Austin tipped $10 and says, hello, Forsen. I noticed you finally beat Ranella, Queen of the Full Moon, in Elder Ring earlier. No clarification is necessary. Congratulations and good luck on future bosses. I'm going to go watch Henry's Kitchen now. Thank you very much, Jolly Austin, for your generous donation to Henry's Kitchen. Very appreciative. Crazy Mac Attack has resubscribed for 8 months. Hi, Beef and Henry. Thanks for the cooking lessons. Well, Roast Beef says thank you, I'm sure, in his dreams. Serious Sandwich has subscribed. Thank you. And Kiblin a Tour. Parchment Paper Anonymous tipped $4.20 and says handle us gently. And I think that puts us in good shape. Parasitosis says that looks like a galette, not a tart, in that example picture. You're being lied to. Well, let's take a look here. It looks like this is probably for 2 people. Ours is going to be 1. But I don't know. I think we're doing okay. I think we're in the ballpark anyway. Let's do our thank you song. Hold on a second. I kind of like this idea that we've been doing recently. Check. Where we sing the thank you song to the tune of the songs that we did. And got a little bit of that going on here. I want to remind everybody, if you live in the Chicago, Illinois area, Naperville, Illinois, which is a suburb there, I'm going to be doing a live show at Danny's Pub September 21st. And if you want tickets, you just simply go to henryphillips.com/tour and you can find it there. And also I'll be in Utah August 2nd and 3rd for the Arts Festival at Park City, Utah. That's on the website as well. Okay. Matt, the blue collar guy, says that's 20 minutes from us. Awesome. Well, come on down to Danny's Pub. We're going to have a good time. Maybe I'll even do some Jim Croce. Munch Hotel says, I heard murders are down in Naperville. That has never been a better time to go. That's good to hear. Now that you mentioned that there's murders in Naperville, it's making me question whether or not I should show up, but I'm going to double check. I think every city pretty much has some murders, but either way, I think I don't want anybody to think that there's murders in Naperville. Come to Danny's Pub. If you look at it online, it looks like a very wholesome and safe place. Shrugly, Utah is pretty, it's absolutely beautiful, yes. Munch Hotel will remind you that there are murders. Parasitosis, Henry will be in Australia. I wish I were, but I'm not. But I do want to get there eventually. Hank Boozle says there are murders in my town when I come to a show. You know what? Maybe talking about this this murder situation is bad business. Unless you're talking about a comedian murdering on stage, meaning like I killed him, it's supposed to be a good thing. Okay, let's go ahead and do our song here. I'm going to start out with Interstate Love Song, and then we're going to move into the Jim Croce song. And we'll see how this goes. Do we have the reverb on? Check. Check. No. Check. I had already put the reverb on. Here we go. Dingo Bob, Dom Beef, Hot Bear, 1110, do Dingle Dog Goggle. Dr. Flanges, Bacchus Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Carosa, Daisy Blossoms, Doom, Bumble Vision, the LGX, Pillsman Melon 95, Nim, Force and Moon, XQC, and Demaroo, Espen, Bonnie, don't forget Quanto, Mochi's Nirvana, Dazzle Cap, Blurry Little Quest, and Borson Bun. Chef Reactions. Now we're going to move into a different song. Purple donut filling is a fruit. Parasitosis, saguaro, ooh. Zodbane and Toke My Nuts, Game Master Flash, Archmage, Kale, Mochi's Nirvana, Sickly Boy, High 134G, SCD Test, Mo and Melody, E-Leg underscore, Sexy Daddy 420, Johnny Pump 22, The Cheer Run next, The Dinosaur, Nate Potato, Henry Philippopoulos, Shandis 2, Gayfish 69, Maro's underscore Nella Wall and JSBX Fan Midnight Faded, Michael Bublé 4422, Piss Baby Minho underscore She, Gary Busey ASMR Sadie Actome, BLSB Handlips 1, Computer Please Fart for Me, Burrito 555555, everyone type Force and Nova Galarian Tankerden, Borson Ben, Eloit, JB's 10, Clap Your Head, Ransom GR, ICJ Frog, Crazy Frog, Pancake King 2, Cat Food, Taste Tester, Passion Error, Computer Hell. Don't forget Bill Larkin, Music in the Toilet. And don't forget Quanto. Okay, well, there you have it. There was a really cool video, since we do have a little bit of time. Wait, was that roast beef? Uh-oh, here he comes. He's like, if I hear Jim Croce, and he also bumped the camera on the way out. If I hear Jim Croce, I'm coming out to socialize. Oh, here he comes. He's just, he's very old. It's kind of hard not to give in to whatever he wants, because you just sort of feel like he doesn't have a lot of time. That's tough. Crazy Mac Attack resubscribed for 8 months and says, hi Beef and Henry, thanks for all the cooking lessons. Thank you for watching. I want to do a song that I was reminded of recently on the Discord in the chat area. Somebody put together a really cool artistic video that included me singing this song. And let's see here. It's from a game called Cargo Commander, which I've never played, and I don't know how these lyrics could possibly show up in the song, because it's very odd, but I like it. There's something about the song that's dark and interesting to me. Kosatik 1. Hold on a second, it went away so fast. Kosatik 1 tipped $2.30. Amazing. Thank you, Kosatik 1. And let's go ahead now and do our Down the Drain song. Wait, there's a lot of songs called Down the Drain. I have to get it from Bandcamp. So do we know who it sounds soundtrack by 9 Yards Audio. So it sounds like it was just a song that was like a work for hire type thing for the game itself. Everyone type Forson says when parcel is delivered in car, it's called shipment. When delivered in ship, it's called cargo. That is a little bit of one of those counterintuitive facts. Chicken Twitch says if there's one song that needs to be written, it's a song about cooking popcorn in a pot with a lid that's too small. Ooh, that's good. Maybe we can use this song as inspiration for that. Here we go. Without further ado, this random song from Cargo Commander by 9 Yards Audio. I think the end of Willy Wonka, the Gene Wilder version, has a line something like, "So shines a good deed in a weary world." Well, the same thing. Every now and then there's just sort of a diamond in the rough. And this 9 Yards Audio knocked it out of the park with this work for hire song from a game that I've never heard of, and I don't know if a lot of people have played it, but I'd love to know the context. Maybe I'll play it on stream and we can figure out when the song comes, but here we go. It's a cold, dark night in October as I wander till the morning light. I don't mind, it's getting colder because my whole life is October night. Down the drain we'll go, that is all we know, that we know, into the great unknown. That is all that we know, that we know, that we know. It's a long walk if you can't find your way home, and I know 'cause I ain't got none. I'm warm though it's cold, but there's no one to hold as I wander on my own. Down the drain we'll go, that is all that we know, that we know, into the great unknown. That is all that we know, that we know, that we know. Here we go. This part's really weird. I met a gorgeous girl. She said, "Take me home," and then she broke my heart back home. Down the drain we'll go, that is all that we know, that we know, into the great unknown. That is all that we know, that we know, that we know. December 5th, 2012, written by Misha Velthius and produced by Doppler Sound. Very interesting. It sounds like maybe English isn't their first language, but they somehow captured the nihilism that we feel in the English-speaking countries. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it is beautiful. Yeah, you're right, Borsenvin. It's a beautiful song, and I like playing it. 5Cot7 says Moon Moon played that song a lot when playing a different game. That's how I know it. Oh, were you the one who originally requested it? I'd like to give a shout out to whoever originally requested it, but it was very long ago, very much in the beginning of our special, or of our show. So I don't know who it was. Cloudy Sky Casey says, it's like looking at the stars at night. It really is. Okay. Well, computer, how much time is left?
You have 14 minutes left on your 30-minute timer.
Okay, so we're getting there. Let's see if we can pull another song out of our proverbial ass. We've got other requests here. Be nice to try to do one that was requested. But a lot of these songs that I have in the chamber, as it were, are very... Okay, Clap Your Head gave us one that we've done before, so I should be able to get through it. Let's see here. It's from the movie Top Gun, the original. And it's a Kenny Loggins song, as I think most of the songs in there are. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to put the capo on the 6th fret. Well, that's if we were going to try to sing it like him, but he sings it really high. Let's... Oh yeah, I think we can do it in this key here. This is a song called Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Let's go ahead and put the green screen up. Maybe we'll pull up that background that It's Kate took from the Foo Fighters concert recently, where they there was looks like tens of thousands of people, but that might be a cool background for us. Okay. Revving up your engine, listen to her howl and roar. Metal under tension, begging you to touch and go. Highway to the danger zone. Right into the danger zone. Heading into twilight, spreading out her wings tonight. She got you jumping off the deck and shoving into overdrive. Highway to the danger zone. Gonna take you right into the danger zone. They never say hello to you until you get a red line overload. You're never gonna know what you can do until you get it up as high as you can go. Out along the edge, always where I burn to be. Further on the edge, hotter the intensity. Gonna take it right into the danger zone. Gonna take you right into the danger zone. Let's go ahead and do the bridge again. They're never gonna say hello to you until you get a red line overload. You're never gonna know what you can do until you get as high as you can go. A little anticlimactic there, but yeah, I don't know. I think we're probably ready to see what this concoction is that we've made here today. Hold on a second. Let me check in on my cat roast beef. Oh, he's getting into another situation. Okay, this is kind of interesting. This might take us to the rest of the timer. Roast beef is currently getting into an IKEA bag. And it's actually an interesting process because he kind of has to make sure that it's all sort of sleepable for him. So he kind of pats it down a little bit. It's Kate X says, Down the Drain song was originally requested by a Discord user with the name of Julix, J-J-U-L-I-X. Well, that was awesome. We haven't seen Julix around. We have users that get really into it and then all of a sudden they're gone. And I don't know if it's something I said, but anyway. All right, so roast beef looks like he's found a place that's the right climate for him. And maybe it was too cold with the air conditioner, and now he's just in the sun a little bit, which I think is good. It's healthier. Okay. Ding Dong McGillicuddy says, probably those murders you were talking about before. Oh, but I don't know what context that is. Maybe that's talking about those users that show up and then they disappear. Maybe they're getting murdered. I don't know. But I do know that roast beef is increasing the views as we speak. Wow, we have 360 viewers. I might have to get the camera a little bit better focused. Who would have ever known that roast beef in an IKEA bag was going to bring us some of the most viewers that we've had here on the show. What do we have here? I got a Beelzebub gifted a tier 1 sub to Chicken Twitch. Thank you so much, Beelzebub, and welcome Chicken Twitch. The Elusive Man has resubscribed for 23 months. That's amazing, and says this is for roast beef. That's fine. I don't care who it's for as long as it is for us. The Dandy Trucker has resubscribed for 7 months. Nice. Thank you, the Dandy Trucker. Thank you very much for your support. And the Cossatic tipped $2.30. Okay. And Consensual Bandit says $5 for beefy. Yep, absolutely. Let's check in again. Roast beef is sleeping in an IKEA bag, and all is right with the world. And let's see how our dish is doing. Computer, how much time left? Computer, how much time is left?
You have 6 minutes and 10 seconds left on your 30-minute timer.
So I'm going to do just a tiny bit of cleanup. And let's get rid of this. Put our flour away, and that's going to be just enough time. Borsenvin tipped $5 for beefy. Thank you very much, Borsenvin. Let's take a look again. Okay, I think he's probably not going to move for the next several hours, so it's probably... If you want, you can just screenshot this, and it's the same as me cutting to him with the camera. Got a little bit of a mess. You know what I like to do when I'm cleaning up? I like to take the work bowl and put all the smaller items in there, like so. We don't wash the chainmail. We just put it away for next time we're going to be cutting stuff. And you can lay this on top. Whatever you do, don't put this in a high place. I used to keep it in these high cupboards, and even though I was always able to find them, this thing would fall on my head, and you don't want that. I have like some kind of scar right here, and I pick at it, and then it just like gets bloody, and it's because this thing really wrapped me pretty good. So be careful. And it rolls. It's rolly, so it's very dangerous. We're going to put away our plastic wrap as well as our parchment paper. They served us well. Our guitar pick, our tape measure. It's very important to be organized. Salt, sugar. Things are looking a little more tidy here. And of course you've got your trash. We've got our plum cores. We didn't wind up using the fuzzy plum, but that's another type of plum that you can use if you want. And I think with that, we're basically, if you could see this, you'd probably be pretty impressed. You should be impressed when you see a professional cook cleaning up their own kitchen. A lot of these guys like Gordon Ramsay have people that do that for them. This, I guess, goes in the dishwasher. I'll put it in by the dishes there. And then have a sip of our coffee. Computer, how much time left? Computer, how much time is left?
You have 3 minutes and 10 seconds left on your 30-minute timer.
Okay, we're just about there. Let's see if there's any little bit of content that we can show you. Oh yeah, well this is a fun one. I'm gonna pull up a video here.
Hello there. And
Not
welcome
this.
to Henry's Kitchen.
We already watched this. This was
I'm
a
Henry Phillips, and I will
voiceover
be your
gig I
guide
did
as
where
we
they wanted me
meander
to
through the aromatic kitchens
have
of Southern
people
Europe.
fall asleep.
For tonight's sleeping
We're gonna do
recipe,
It's Kate put together an
we'll enjoy-
amazing. This is Henry's Kitchen. If it were a 90s sitcom. I just think this is really cool. Everybody, and I'll see you next time. Wonderfully put together by It's Kate, who does so much, and I also want to thank not only the moderators, but also the river bison. Parasitosis says the river bison needs to be cleaned up after too. The reverb is on. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little code there. Reverb is on. We like to talk to each other in code here because we don't want anybody to know that we messed up. I hope I didn't tip the hat. Hitman Hack says, Henry, none of those clips show your good side, the part between your lower back and your knees. My lower back and my knees. That would be sort of my posterior area. Interesting. Except for, would it really be my knees, though? I think your knees are in the front. Maybe the back of my knees. In order to get from somebody's lower back to their knees, you'd have to go under the legs, or between the legs. I don't know. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Computer, how much time is left? Computer has a problem hearing. Computer, how much time is left?
There are no timers set.
Oh, it must have gone off. Computer, stop. Okay, let's always turn off the oven before you take your thing out because you're gonna forget. Okay. Let's see what we got. I don't think this looks bad at all. There's probably some naysayers out there that are going to complain that it doesn't look golden crispy like the one in the picture does. But remember, the picture is usually done with AI. And so I think when you take that into consideration, ours is almost an exact replica. I mean, we did everything according to the website here. So Caitlin's Kitchen says it looks incredible. Thank you very much, Caitlin's Kitchen. And Life in the Red Kim says, oh my God, that looks better than the picture even. Yeah, I think so. Chuck Logan says that picture used AL to make it look better. Yeah, is AL similar to AI? Kairosa, yeah, and the white balance of the recipe picture is just off the charts bad. Yeah, let's take a look at that again. Yeah, terrible. Wouldn't you much rather have a homemade, wholesome item like this? So let's go ahead and scoop it onto the plate. Be careful not to touch that thing because it's going to be hot. Give it a little shake. I think we're on the way to having another Henry's Kitchen success. Succulent cess would be maybe a good way to say it. I need to find a fork, which I seem to be having a hard time with. We're going to use a spoon for this, I guess. Can't find my forks. I'm sure this is very hot. It's actually not that bad. The ultimate test. Borsenbin tipped $5 and says beefy. Let's check in, see if there's been any movement on the roast beef front. No, there has not. Did we use butter? Wumdinger says it all comes out to this. I have to be honest. I'm not going to be one of these chefs that's always like, oh, all of my food tastes delicious. This one so far is not tasting very good. It's, what did we do? We used butter. Yeah, we used butter in the crust. Did we use sugar? Hot. Hot. Oh boy. Just ruined my taste buds for the next 24 hours. I should have waited. Shrug Shrugly says the butter was making it coarse and rude. Maybe it's not rude enough. Yeah. The plum tasted great. It tasted like plum, which is fine. Kairosa says, did you tuck your eggs underneath? I didn't know we were even working with eggs in this situation. Maybe that was part of it. Oh, Life in the Red Kim. That's right. We were having all the ingredients, cutting them in half. We did half the sugar, but we forgot to half the salt. We used, so there's twice as much salt in this thing. And that, yeah, everyone type Forsen. You know what? I'm not going to say this is a success. This is a success. I can't tell a lie. This tastes like shit. Especially this crust. Here, I'm going to try it again, but this It's literally just burned flour, and it's just occurring to me now that I use the wheat flour, which is never as tasty anyway, but nah. Okay, so I don't like to waste food, so I'll probably just eat the plums when they cool down a little bit, and that'll be nice. But I could have done that without going through all the rigmarole. If I was just going to eat the plums, I could have just eaten a plum. And the crust tastes like shit. Legos96 resubscribed for 25 months. Thank you very much, Legos96. That's very kind of you. And just if anybody's curious, our count here is 444 subscribers, which is great, and 414 viewers. I think that's because roast beef is in an IKEA bag. That's going to drive viewership up. No doubt about that. Maybe while we're cooling this down a little bit, because of popular demand, we've been asked to show the video of the bloopers. Again, not this. This was wonderful from It's Cape X. This is Henry's Kitchen bloopers over the years.
Hello, and welcome to Henry's Chili. Today, we're going to be making
You could tell the kitchen really ages
shepherd's
a man.
pie. Almost. Oh boy. Bill, do you have any coming?
Who's coming?
No, do you have any coming?
Somebody's coming.
From salad to salsa to fruit, here are some great, refreshing dish ideas to make with your sweet, succulent melons. Happy Valentine's Day, and let's get our stroganoff started. A lot of you are probably familiar with the expression, he's cooking up some kind of nasty-ass stroganoff. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's fucking veggie turducken, or as it is commonly known as the veggie ducken. The veggie ducken. Jesus. Now I'm getting the giggles.
I'm just talking to myself.
Okay, well now that our veggie ducken is completely assembled, we're going to put it in the oven.
By the way, it's not a room, it's a closet.
We're going to... Sorry. Hello, everybody.
I think I have that disease where you burst out into laughter.
Hey, so you getting everything set up here? Hey. Hey, so you're getting...
Just try to stay totally focused. The word pupusa comes from a bastardization of the word popoplex, which means popo.
Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired.
Okay, so that's a little bit of the levity that's happened here at Henry's Kitchen over the years. And I want to say, if you're on the Patreon, you're in for a surprise because we have a new video coming out on the 1st with a special guest. I haven't had a lot of special guests on the videos recently, but this one's pretty great. It's someone that I hired from Craigslist to be an assistant for Henry's Kitchen just for the day because I was dealing with kind of an overload with all the new numbers that we've had coming in and everything. So I hired someone, and you'll be able to see that. I'll be making the Pizookie, which is from BJ's restaurant. They have a famous dish called the Pizookie. It's half pizza, half cookie, but my assistant and I will be making it together. And don't forget, if you live in Chicago, there's really not a lot of excuse for you not to drive 20 minutes to Naperville, Illinois on September 21st and come watch me do a show. You can get the tickets at henryphillips.com/tour. And also, if you live in anywhere in the entire state of Utah or even Idaho, neighboring Colorado, Nevada, anywhere within an 8-hour distance of Park City, Utah, I'll be doing shows at the art festival there August 2nd and 3rd. And those dates are there as well. So just want to say general thanks to everybody. I'm sorry that this food tasted like shit today. But as you can see, I ate all the plums while we were watching the bloopers, so I don't feel bad about it. Once again, if you want to see what theirs looks like, obviously it's AI. So we don't want to ever look at the example pics and think that ours is supposed to look like that. It's impossible to make food that looks that perfect. So it says here, Parasitosis says roast beef is doing a show October 10th in Washington, D.C. Yeah, but I don't want to be competing with the roast beef show. It's already tense enough between he and I don't need to start adding in competition over the shows. Okay, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here, and thank you, Forsen K, for rating our channel. Very kind of you, and I just want to thank everybody, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday. If you're across the pond or in some other part of the world, I hope you had a great Sunday and that you're about to have a great week. I hopefully will see everybody Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And I guess that's about it. Hey, we're going to do a raid in on our buddy Husky Boyo. He's my friend who draws and drinks beer all day, and he's a great hang. So let's go ahead and do that. And I want to thank Daredevil666, resubscribed for 3 months. Amazing. Thank you, Daredevil. And thank you, Life in the Red Kim. Thank you, Munch Hotel. Thanks, Fondue Yourself. Beelzebub. Nella Wallen, thanks everybody. Borsonvin, there's too many to name off. Kairosa, thanks for all that you do. And It's Kate, Pug Lady, so many. Dazzle Cat, thanks everybody. So let's go see what our buddy Husky Boyo is up to. So I would go to the raid area, raid channel. And I think it's getting to be time for me to call Chef Reactions and see if he wants to come on the show and let's do another challenging dish. I know he's a very busy guy, but it's something that we got to do. Okay, of course the raid channel thing looks different than it normally does. Of course they're gonna make everything. Here he is, Husky Boyo. Let's go and show him a good time by doing a raid. Looks like he's drawing something awesome like he always is. This looks like some kind of comic book type situation. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. I'll see you over on Husky Boyo's channel. Enjoy, and thanks for joining us here today.